Hello again, it's me, I'm Tim, and this is How to Murder Feet, a increasingly long walk. And today I'm at East Wittering. There it is, big block of flats there and the little gantry thing at the end where I stopped last time. And that was about 2 weeks ago, because last week it was 34 degrees here again. The second murderous heat wave in about as many months. The grass is kind of clinging on, but I think it gets a bit of sea mist or something. So yeah, so it's let's see, Sunday the 21st of August. It's about 11 o'clock. I'm setting off that way. So that there is Selsey Bill. Oh, I can't zoom when I got Steadicam mode on. Interesting. That's probably why I never used it. Yeah, hang on. How do I do that? Oh, I don't know. It's a new phone, so that's going to be a bit experimental today. Last one, my previous one was fine, but the battery pack has started to swell up a bit, and that's always a bad sign in a lithium-ion device. So yes, it was a 3-year-old phone, so probably time for an upgrade, and here we are. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have a 3.5 audio jack, so I'm reduced to some kind of weird combination of connectors and adapters for USB-C. And I don't trust USB audio generally in my time podcasting and videoing and stuff. It's generally been spotty and intermittent, but we'll see, we'll muddle on. Basically, next time the microphone dies, I'll buy one that's got a proper USB-C 3 plug on it. C3PO plug? I don't know, whatever. Yeah, that way I won't have to worry about quite so much connectors here. Yes, and it seems like I can't do the pinch zoom thing when I've got the steady. I was experimenting with the steady mode because I'm not the steadiest cameraman. Yeah, apparently this thing does 8K recording, but I figured that was probably a bit overkill for this kind of basically slapdash horizon work. And I think John downscales it all to 1080 for YouTube anyway, so sledgehammer to crack a nut. Nothing I point this at requires that much fidelity, to be honest. So today's plan, yes, it's going to be a quite reasonably long one because I'm getting late into the year and I want to try and get to Eastbourne by the end of September, which is looking increasingly unlikely now, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to deal with that. But today, 15 miles that way, and that looks on a map like a nice clean sweep of coast, you know, a nice straight line more or less. But actually, there are two very large 2-3 mile detours inland, one before the end of that bit and one the other side, where Medmerry Marsh and Pagham Harbor respectively, both large lakey swampy inland lagoon type affairs, which I think certainly the Pagham one is definitely a no crossy on foot, the mouth of this harbour. And this one, I think, it looks like I'm facing high tide here, so that's probably not going to be an option either. That's okay, I don't mind going around and looking at a bit of inland marshes and birds and things. But today we're just going to crack on towards Selsey, I think, along here. I've been checking the inestimable Dr. Ruth Livingston's Coastal Walker Co. UK, what's fast becoming my Bible for this endeavour. She came through here in 2012, came the other direction, obviously, she was coming from. And she complained of a very long spit of shingle that she had to trudge along around the Medmerry Marsh. Now, since then, it's now 2022, so like 11 years later, they've gone and basically dug a massive channel in the middle of that spit to create an outflow for the marshland. So I'm going to basically have to go inland. It's complex. There are two marshes, and both of them have a large outflowing channel into the sea called Broad Rife. And various online comments say that one of them is definitely not to be waded, the other one is fine at low tide, and no one says which is which. So I'm just going to go inland for each. Quite grey, and I'm seeing a lot of like mist in the distance towards Isle of Wight. I've been assured by weather reports and things, BBC Weather, say it's not going to rain on me today, but I don't know. The wind's coming from that direction. It's coming from that direction, really. So I think that stuff might miss me. I think if I was in Portsmouth, I might be getting a bit now. Oh, I'm in the wrong mode for pinch zoom. You can just about see Spinnaker Tower on the very horizon, but I have to turn the Steadicam option off, I guess, and just try not to shake so much, I suppose. It's not like I've got PTSD or anything. It shouldn't be too hard. Anyway, I need to crack on because it's been about an hour and a half of travel and mucking about. I've got up at 7 today. We're getting to the point farther away from my house now where getting up at 8 on a Sunday to get here for hiking is no longer viable, and I need to be up early, and it might come to 6 o'clock by the time I get to Eastbourne, but we'll see. Anyway, still relatively long days though, it's still August, so it's got a long evening to play with if things go wrong. Let's crack on down that way. There's a path there. Dr. Ruth says that there's all sorts of access problems on this stage, particularly around Selsey, where basically there's just a whole load of houses that go right up to the sea, and no, you have to go inland around a street or something. But we'll grumble about that when we get to it. So I'm going to make a move now, and also check back on the audio quality of this recording. Well, as far as I can tell, this is the path. There's definitely a sign. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of this, I think, today. Quite hard going. I wonder if I might be better off down on the beach. Now, I mean, looking at that to me looks like that's going out. That is, it's just past high tide on the way out, because you've still got wet sand above the water. That would be dry right to the water's edge if it was coming in. Yeah, I'm getting little spits of rain as well, which is, I don't know, I suppose they're going to be alright, but so I wonder if I'm better off down on the sand, because it'd just be easier going near the top of where the water is and just follow it all round. Don't have to see how we go. Not going to relish doing too many more miles on this stuff, certainly. It's definitely trying to rain as well. I've been lied to by the BBC. How dare they? Sacred compact. Seems to have stopped again. Sort of half-hearted splatter that hasn't really kept going. So it seems to have caught everyone else by surprise. I mean, I'm wearing my anorak because I just happen to be toting one around with me everywhere. So it'd be stupid not to wear it if I brought it with me all this way. No one else seems that bothered. Surprised to see people swimming in the sea. Hang on, let's see, pinch zoom. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. This phone does 20 times zoom. I'm just trying to think at what era in history astronomical telescopes got that good. Probably well past Herschel. Anyway, yeah. We are seeing people swimming around in the sea, despite there being on the local news warnings about sewage being poured out into the sea recently, and that people shouldn't really be swimming on beaches. Certainly for Sussex. We're in West Sussex at present. There's an East Sussex over that way, which I think where Brighton is, but I don't know which Sussex they mean. I wouldn't swim in either of them, to be honest. You never know. You know, as I say, we had over the course of the last month or two, we've had 2 34-degree, in fact one case topping 40-degree heat waves. The grass all looks basically yellow. I don't know if it'll ever recover where I live. I saw a news item this morning or yesterday about how trees are now going into some kind of autumnal shock. We're starting to see trees just going completely orange and shedding their leaves all of a sudden, largely as a kind of stress panic response to the drought that's currently been declared. We are in a hosepipe ban area. I mean, I think a hosepipe ban ought to be just a general purpose thing, really, you know. If you worry that much about your lawn, get out there with a watering can, do it properly. But in general, I think lawns might be a thing of the past. So yeah, but yeah, despite all of that, there was between the two heat waves a period of torrential storm rain, which so flooded and overloaded our local water companies that they just had no resort but to legally just throw it all in the sea, so and the rivers and so on. You know, you have one job, water company, well, 2 jobs really: provide me with fresh water, take my poo away and treat it. And it seems like they just, there was some ridiculous number of times in the last year they discharged untreated water into waterways and the sea, because they couldn't cope with the storage capacity to process it all or something. Well, I don't know. I can't be asked to get into a big old ramble about for-profit industries and infrastructure and so on, nationalisation, etc. But anyway, long and the short of it is you're not catching me going in the sea, but that's okay because I don't really go in the sea anyway. So yeah, this has been good going. Nice firm and not too, it's not like quicksand. You can see the depth of footprints that are going into it. It's good solid walking actually. So, you know, failing anything else, I could just follow this shoreline all the way. Yeah, I mean, along here we've basically got lots of retirement-y flats and houses that are just right up against the sea, and not much footpath provisioning. It's all just, well, there's the shingle, go for it, you know. So yeah, that's fine, I'll stay down here. So yeah, we're aiming for the end point there. That's Selsey Bill. Now that has some strange weather sometimes. Those who really care and are really interested and don't want to take my word for it, go look stuff up. But it has a strange sort of semi-history of occasional water spouts and tornadoes. Literal whirlwinds, dust devils and so on that are quite big, and water spouts just off it and so on. There's something about Selsey Bill that has some weird weather patterning to it. Hopefully not going to be a problem today, but if I see one, I'll definitely film it for you. So we come up to the end of these houses here, and I think at that point we have to start making a bit of a decision about whether we're going to try and wade across the outflow from Medmerry Marsh, which hopefully is just going to be, you know, a bit of a skip across some little bit of waterway, or whether we go round. I think I'm inclined to go round anyway, because I'm not in that much of a hurry. I want to see it all. And plus, you know, if there's anything like the I shall be having to get my shoes and socks off and then wade in the water I've just been bitching about being full of sewage. So, you know, I think I've kind of made my decision already. Right. Wow, I'm impressed with this 20 times zoom. I have to play with that a bit. Is that digital or optical? I mean, this thing's got like about 5. I'm seeing five cameras on the side there. Well, 5 things. 6 on the little receptor thing. Is that the flash? Don't know. Anyway, probably way more kit than I need for this kind of thing, but there you go. It's also my phone and my like personal with me at all times computer and internet, so worth keeping it up to date. Right, onward. How are you? Action photography, new phone. There it is, right on schedule. Daily World War II plane. I don't think that was actually a Spitfire. I think they may have been forced to use a Hunter or Hurricane or something. So, yes, on the sandbank, or gravel bank, whatever. That's not me, I don't think. I think I need the next one along, and at some point there'll be a left, basically, and I get to make a decision about wading through essentially rivers that weren't there last time anyone went through here, seriously. We'll see. Yes, very much inclined not to go in the water today if I can avoid it. Not with the, you know, sewage and all. But it's mostly rainwater. Yes, all right, water company. You know, sort your shit out, and I do mean literally. Isle of Wight still? Do you remember all that? Blimey, seems like so long ago. That must be that promontory with that monument on that we hit on the first day, off the back of coming out of that little harbour lagoon place. Or is that there, and then that's the actual back on Ventnor? I don't know, lose track a bit. Looks so small from that far away. It's not, really. Okay, keep moving. Can't work out what the weather's doing today. Hat's back on, anorak's off. It's going to be like that on and off, I think. I mean, that's clearly rain, but that's like Hailing Island sort of way. And the wind's sort of coming from that way, but not very strong at all. So I think probably we'll be okay on this stretch here, yeah. Oh, let's hope so anyway. Very regional. So here we go. This seems quite unequivocal. Equivocable? Yeah, whichever. No beach access to Selsey and Westbound's Caravan Park. Danger, unmaintained beach on this point, tidal flooding, blah blah blah. No beach access, yeah, okay, I get the picture. Well, if they're going to pull this, because I think basically, well, yeah, the local council or the county council or someone came through and basically dug a massive channel to stop this whole area flooding, I think. So if they're going to pull that, then there'll be a well signposted footpath all around the edge of the new route. Otherwise I shall be miffed. We're going inland then. Got a load of blocks there to try and hold it, shore it all up. Once we get up on top there, we'll be able to see a bit better. So yeah, this puts about another 3 miles on my journey, I think, but that's okay. Budgeted for that. Car is still in a useful spot. So here we go, here's the top. I think it looks alright. Obviously low tide at the moment, not been raining much either. Don't know whereabouts the break in the shingle wall is. Can't see it really from here, that's only quite far down the other side. But You can see another whole load of rocks on the far end, and presumably that's your west whatever caravan park. Yeah, so we need to loop on round. Presumably follows those trees, maybe that house over there. Yeah. Look, all these wild birds. These look like geese. Possibly condors. Let's try my new anti-bird startle mega zoom. It's not bad. Oh, they look like geese to me. I just work here. Well, I don't even do that. But yeah. I mean, yeah, these inshore lagoons are fantastic for these various migratory bird species. Oh, right, they're off. I think I kicked a stone and they're just freaked out. But yeah, bird sanctuaries of sorts. Even if they're not officially designated as such, they're good places for them. Free of human interference. I can't imagine there's any people that go out in there for any real reason. Not even any use for farming, I don't think. So I guess this all must have been a real flood problem around here. And that seawall was just impenetrable all the way along. This used to, what, flood and then overrun nearby villages and things? Don't know. That's quite an undertaking to dig a gap. Hopefully we can see the actual channel from the other side then. But for now, we're heading inland again. Yep, there we go. The afternoon Spitfire's back on station. Obviously that hurricane was just covering for lunch break or something. Good, good. Can sleep safer. Oh, this is great. New phone's much better for wildlife work. Hello. You've no idea where I even am. I'm like a mile away. It's just a bit of an exaggeration. I'd say probably about 200 metres, probably. It's not bad. Off he goes. Gee, whichever. Trying to find some grass that isn't dead. That's interesting there. So that's inside the marsh drain area, and I suppose, yeah, it looks like they are doing some pasturing on it. That's been mowed for hay. I have to say, this inland detour is rather pleasant. It's nice, reasonably well laid out path. They've provided a suitable alternative to that. From Dr. Ruth's account, that's quite a harrowing bit of shingle coming along there from Selsey, because she basically got to the end of it and then gave up for the day. Can't say I blame her. Nobody likes walking on shingle. This is nice. Nice summery warm grass smell coming up around me. And yes, it's past grass hay fever season, so that's nice too. Yeah, all the gorse. Quite a gentle breeze, but not too oppressive. And that rain seems to have buggered off to Chichester or something, which is good. Yes, I'm enjoying myself. Obviously the achy feet and legs and then the wall haven't kicked in yet, but that's all fine. Yeah, good. How are we doing? What time is it? Just about midday. Good. Pick up a snack or something in Selsey, if there's any shops and whatnot. See, we're getting to the kinds of places now where I've just really never been much. I've been to Selsey like twice, and I've just literally gone there, looked about a bit, and then got back in the car and gone away again. And then the next place I've been from there is perhaps Bognor Regis. I've been there once, maybe twice. You know, these are all sort of stupid little day trips. And then I've been to Brighton a couple of times. That's where I spent the millennium, actually. Bunch of friends now long gone their separate ways. We all went down there at the year 2000, stood on the beach, drank champagne. We were dressed up a little, swigging from champagne bottles and generally staring up at the fireworks on the beach, being snogged by random strange women. It was that kind of night. But yeah, and now here we are, 2022, 22 years later. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, back on the point, I haven't really seen a lot of what goes beyond here now. West Wittering, back there, that big crowded beach, that was probably the easternmost extent of my explorations of the coast. Everything from here onwards is new, really. Well, until I hit that South Downs Way bit where it joins. Even though that's just a short parallel section. beyond Eastbourne, I have no idea what goes on. I've been to Dover like 2 or 3 times just for, you know, cross-channel ferries and whatnot, but no, this is all terra incognito going forward for me, so that's good. Which means that any facts I deliver are much more likely to have been made up on the spot. That's what I do. Right, let's keep walking. That looks like some sort of main channel that I'm passing over. Some more swampy sort of area over there. There's a load of life preservers as well. So we're probably talking some sort of small pond or lake, quite deep though, with those on the side. Don't know, can't see from here. But yeah, that must be the main channel that feeds out the place. Obviously not very flooded at the moment. There's record low water levels everywhere at the moment. I was at Brecon Beacons not so long ago, last couple of weekends, a month ago or so. Got completely rained out. Didn't bother recording any of it, of course, but the reservoirs on the way up there, I've never seen them with sandbars across. They were really, really low. That all feeds down to the Cardiff and stuff. I don't know what they're doing for water. I suppose getting by, but those pipe bands. Yeah. Part of the problem, I think, is that the winters aren't wet enough for long enough, so they don't recover between excessively hot summers like this. Just a general shift, whole system can't cope. Worrying. Alright, swinging on around. Oh, they're growing crops inside there as well. Okay, well, yeah, fair enough. But I guess these fields were flooded quite badly before they drained it all to the sea. It's not a reservoir, it's not, you know, water stored on purpose. Unwanted water, if there is such a thing anymore. Alright, let's keep swinging on round. Selsey awaits. Ooh, got to be a bit more careful with the fingers where I put those. Yeah, still going around Medmerry Marsh, Medmerry Conservation Area, whatever you call it. Field of maize in there now. It's a kind of corn on the cob. I don't know if corn on the cob and maize are functionally identical, or whether they're different species and similar, but that'd probably be used for cattle feed, I imagine. Mashed up, silaged, whatever. Or maybe oil. Not very tall. Not a lot of water around, I suppose. There's a more lush field of it over there I passed just over there. That seems in better growth, better condition. Maybe something about the soil here not quite as good. Sea marsh reclaimed. Actually, that's part of why I suppose they cut a chunk out of the seawall. If you let the water drain off more consistently, then you can perhaps reclaim the land to use for agriculture. It's hardly on the scale of the Netherlands, but so is that the big pile of rocks where I first deviated from the sea? Yes. Sorry, you're going to be expecting to see a lot of zoom. You can see a lot of zoom work today. I've got a new toy I'm playing with. Yeah, good. There's little spots of rain here and there. I don't know if it's serious about going for it again, but I think the further we head east, the more likely it is to miss and go inland. It's the Isle of Wight. It seems to generate the clouds, if you see. So there's the Isle of Wight, and you can see the cloud more or less straight above it. I think the land sea, it hits that land air, cools, rises up, cools down, something like that. Well, I've got a microphone symbol going on my thing. That's a bit worrying. Microphone symbol when I zoom. I don't know. I'll have to check back this to make sure this is actually recording me whilst I zoom. Maybe it can't record audio while it zooms, so that'd be stupid. I'll find out. Anyway, that's enough for now. Speak again soon. Sunflowers in that one, I think. Really, really big daisies. Small sunflowers, big daisies. I don't know. I did see quite a few fields of sunflowers when I was on the bus this morning around here. It's a bit further inland. Maybe they grow them around here. I think this looks more like set aside. A lot of good pollinator stuff in there though. Maybe that's on purpose. Maybe this is a whole field just left for bees and things. Enlightened self-interest and all that. Gone inland off of the inland bit now as well, so yeah, hopefully this loops round. There was a big sign with lots of aggressive signs on saying don't go this way. You know, that sort of privacy rather than danger kind of vibes from it all. That's fine, I go where I'm told, I go where I'm allowed. I'm a free spirit man, except for when I obey all relevant highway code and signage. In which case I'm not very free spirit, but I'm still a spirit, kinda. Blimey, you're not hot in those. Maybe they're for sunburn, stop sunburn. Who knows? There we go. Press pause for more information. See, now I thought, so I'm here, obviously, I thought I could go down here, but that was with all the big shouty don't go down here signs, so I guess I have to cut across this road to over there. There we are, look. Little gatehouse. No. Okay. I know when I'm not wanted. Right, yeah, so I have to cut across to the other side here and then probably take a right down here, back to the thing and then along. Back round to the end and then back that way. I mean, I could cut across, but I probably want to actually get back to the shore. Breach viewpoint. The breach. No access due to tidal currents, dangerous tidal currents and soft mud. Please do not attempt to cross the breach. Sound advice for us all, I think. Yeah, okay. Oh, and those are avocets and spring and teals in winter in that geese pool. So I don't know. No, okay, yeah, so the breach is right down this end. Okay, the bombing range. Okay. Yeah, probably didn't want to be walking across the middle of that. Right, so yeah. I think we see where we need to, what we need to do now. In summer, listen for sedge warblers singing in the ham reed bed. Okay, we'll give it a go. So ham. That way for ham. Here we go. Haha! See, this is the Ben Way, apparently. So it's actually a cycle path I've been following for the last however long. But now I'm cutting back to the lagoon again, down here, which specifically forbids cycling. Only I'm allowed to use this on my feet. It's nice. Ooh. It's like a garden observatory. Some sort of large telescope inside there. Amateur astronomer. I suppose you have a reasonable chance at some dark skies near the coast down here. We're sort of reasonably far from any big towns either side, but it's still not going to be as good as Cornwall or somewhere. Still, you know, you have to work with what you've got. Right, down here, past that elaborately topiaried tree. Cool. Back to the sea. So I think we're back on the you are here bit's been scraped off. I think we're back on the seawall, basically, the lagoon edge. Running along here, can pop up there and have a look at that fingerboard. I think we're back along to trudging round to Selsey. Lots of go away signs here. Do not tamper with the electric fence. This behaviour resulted in the escape and death of a sheep on Monday 3rd of August 2020. Well, there we go. Careless tampering with electric fences costs sheep lives or something. Right, it's come from that way. Yes, I kind of get the vibe you're giving off. Tidal flooding. Yeah. Plus it's something about bombing range as well, but maybe that's an old war thing. Oh, here we go. This sheep was killed by a dog on the 7th of 4th 17. It was grazing on this reserve in an area not accessible to the public. Yeah. Do wonder about dog owners and dogs in general. I know a lot of people get a lot of comfort from a canine friend, but sometimes they're not your friend. Sometimes the owner's not the friend of a dog either. Still, I personally haven't been jumped on or shouted at or bitten in quite a long time by dogs or dog owners, so I don't know. I'm mellowing a bit. It does happen sometimes though. Lots of plaintive shouting by a human, clearly not in control of a canine aggressor. Still, it is quite rare, to be fair. Right, what's up here? Hopefully a load of marshy reed bed if we've got my mapping right. And the breach it should be beyond. Yeah, here we are. Yeah. I mean, I think the path leads around to the breach possibly, or maybe we diverge a bit beforehand, but I don't know. Let's have a zoom, see if that looks even remotely traversable. Oh no, that's quite... Oh, I don't know. Yeah, a bit dicey all in all, I think. That's fine. Don't really need to go there and see that. There's the other breach over there. Yeah, like I say, it's quite a short distance. Now you've gone all the way around, but still, there you go. Path is the path. Here it is. So we need to follow and loop around this section here. This is another sort of inlet that seems to be given over to pasture as well. I suppose the drainage works out well for local agricultural purposes. So this is the sedge, this is the reed bed. We're supposed to be hearing summertime sedge warblers, although I am talking quite loudly into my phone, so I've probably scared them all off by now. Let's see if we can hear anything. That's a 737, I think. No, I think I probably already scared them off. It's clearing up a bit in that direction. I think that one's probably going to go straight over. Yeah, it does seem to have lifted up. The whole horizon's much lighter now, so we're okay for the rain now. Settled into a sort of sullen overcast, but you know, that's not the worst weather for hiking, to be honest. I've got the hat on because, you know, that's my thing, but I don't really need it at the moment. Right, so we're heading to that sort of beach park thing, but we may not end up on the very end of it. I don't know, I might try and go to the very end of it. It feels like I ought to. Alright, well, we'll see when I get around there anyway. It's a bit of a loop around and then back before we get to there. And then that's Selsey over there. Clutter of houses to get through. And then on the other side of Selsey, there's basically something very much like this called Pagham Harbor, which is bigger, deeper, more well established, and about slightly larger to go, slightly longer to go around. And then on the other side of that is the village of Pagham, where my car is. So yeah, it's all good. I think I measured it at about 15 miles today. That's okay. It's quite a comfortable kind of thing. I've been slacking off with like 10 mile and sub 10 mile stretches a lot lately, so part of the reason I'm not going to get to Eastbourne by October, so we'll see. Need to stretch, lengthen the stages a little, gain some more ground. Trying to work out if that's been cultivated or whether that's an optical illusion. It looks like straight line field marks, tracks, but it clearly just tails off into the sea. Salt marsh. Strange. Anyway, carrying on round, got this nice hard packed short grass mowed section along the top here. As you see, the cracks in this, big ones. Still hasn't seen enough rain this here. So we had that big torrential downpour about a couple of days after the second heat wave, and yeah, as predicted, it just ran off most of this stuff. It didn't properly permeate and soak. It's going to take, you know, a good week of rain for this to come back, I expect. It needs to sit, gradually absorb back in. Yeah. Very flat around here. Yeah, I think I will go to the end because I want to see what the wading opportunities were like at the edge of that reach. Probably not too healthy. I made the right call, I think, generally. Good. So just past 1 o'clock now. Don't know, no idea how far I've come really. Get there when I get there really. Yeah, big old caravan park holiday centre type of thing over there. And then some promenade maybe, but then this is where it all gets a bit, no, you can't go on the beach. I'm going to have to divert into the town of Selsey, the village of Selsey, a bit. We'll see when we get there. A windmill. I've seen a few windmills down this part actually. Mostly without the vanes, but that one's obviously been preserved. Nobody uses those anymore. Mills driven by like diesel and stuff these days. Doubling back a bit, following the south edge of the big lagoon back to the break, going westward. It's a bit counterproductive because I'm just going to have to go the other side of those chalets and then go back along the shore. So, oh well, them's the rules. Other boxes by the sea. Still, I imagine it does the job and is probably a lot more comfortable the way I usually do it. Still, I'd like to see one of these people carry one of those from Westward Ho to Padstow along the cliffs. Yeah. Oh, he's doing another lap. I feel I ought to be humming some stirring music right now. YouTube content piracy monitoring and all that. I like to think that somewhere on the South Downs there's like a tiny airfield where they don't know the Second World War's over yet. A bit like all those old Japanese fellas they keep finding on tiny islands in the South Pacific. You know, they're all into their 80s and 90s, but by jingo, they're going to be ready for Jerry if he comes. Right, up onto there. I think I should be able to see where wading would have been a really bad idea. Yeah, so 2013 they took a chunk out of here. I don't know. There's nobody down there because there's a lot of signs and fences saying don't do it, but what's that? That's a mid-tide at the moment, I think. I suppose at very low tide you might chance it, but I'm not sure you could really count on how firm any of that sand was. Some of that might be quite deep, quite quicksandy. Mostly it's shingle most of the way across, and there's only a short gap really of carved section, but I suspect that central channel is probably deep enough to be, I don't know, hip deep maybe in the very middle. Hip deep on me, of course. Yeah, I can't quite see what's just the other side of these stones either. That all looks a bit deep mud. Yeah, no, I think I made the right call. It's not like I'm in a particular hurry. I haven't got to be anywhere by any particular time. If there's some sort of punishing deadline involved, I might have chanced it, but yeah, I guess this was all just stagnating salt marsh until they carved that out. And it drains off and lots of pasture available. I guess the real danger was it in danger of flooding into villages and stuff on either side after heavy rains and what have you. Yeah. Oh, I think you could have probably chanced it in an emergency, but probably equally likely to have caused an emergency by chancing it. Right, okay, so I go down there, I should be able to turn left and just head along the seafront. Past all these chalets. Oh, upper balconies on some of those, look at that. It's quite nice at sunset, I imagine. I can still see the Spinnaker Tower. I mean, that's all going to change when we go around the end of Selsey Bill, the headland. Yeah, this will be the last day we're going to see that, and probably the end of the Isle of Wight as well, from my perspective. Don't mean it's going to vanish, that would be quite inconvenient and cruel for those who live there. But yeah, around the end of the headland over here, whole new bay, whole new vista. A lot more wind turbines, I suspect. Remember there being quite a lot of them off of Brighton, so. But the Isle of Wight tends to block solid wind flow into the Solent, so there's not much point building any out in the Solent. Right, good. Yeah. Just a bit of ambient crunching for you. Here we are, third Sunday in August, and this beach is empty. Mostly because everyone hates pebbles. You basically do not have a beach if this is what you're calling it. Tiny scrap of sand over there. But no, this is very much a dog walking beach and nothing else. Oh, look. It's another element of our advanced anti-Spaniard early warning system. I wonder if there's another timeline where we didn't invent those and Cornwall, Devon and Dorset are now Spanish. Much better seafood available. I think the Spanish would have looked at it in winter and thought, nah, you're right. Or whatever the Spanish equivalent is. Just left again. Right, hopefully one of these is a cafe or something, because I could quite go for a coffee about now. Maybe a snack of some sort. See what we can find. Look, there's a thing to walk on for a little bit. I might treat myself to some decking. So if it's like this for the rest of the day, it's going to be hard work indeed. I think I'd have been as worn out by the short stretch going straight across on the shingle than having done the big loop around Medmerry Marsh on the paths I have, which were much easier going, oddly. Quite looking forward to getting beyond Pagham, because we'll get to Bognor Regis, and then from there there's a big long stretch of Worthing, Brighton, etc., Hove, lots of promenade, lots of seafront, probably lots of pavement. Not really much wilderness along that stretch, not until you get out the other side of Eastbourne, like I say. Oh, this is nice. Clunky dunk. Trudging on to Selsey proper. I think this whole peninsula bit's just a holiday park. Wow, that's the second biggest apple I've seen today. That windmill part of the fun fair. There might be some sort of, no, it looks like a real one actually. There might be some sort of out of control crazy golf thing. You don't see many full-size windmills on real-size golf courses, do you? It's a shame. I think real-size golf courses can be made a lot more fun by scaling up typical crazy golf hazards, like building actual castles halfway down the fairway, you know. I'm not a golfist, it probably shows. So that's all Selsey up there. I cut over to there for a little bit of a connecting footpath, and then I think I will have to start using the inland streets and stuff, because Selsey's all right up on the edge. We'll see when we get there. Craggy Island Fun Fair. The Helter Skelter's got a Costa advert on the top. Splendid. Yeah, I think I tend to look for an entirely different kind of seaside experience personally. Right, this looks like a path. Yeah, let's take it. A kind of hyperspace express route for the feet. Yeah, that probably oversells it quite a bit. Right, onward. Yeah, that's not giving me a friendly through hike vibe. Not sure what the lower concrete thing does. I think it just stops on the end. Certainly they don't want you going any further in that way. Mind you see the kind of material that the peninsula of Selsey is actually on. Take my life on my hands going that close. It's basically just mud and gravel. So I suspect within about 50 years or so, all those houses won't be there anymore, so you better just go straight through. Oh, I expect they'll just keep piling concrete on the end just to keep it held in place. Yes, I think I'm going inland and along some cul-de-sac-y, boring suburban bungalow streets now. Not my favourite sort of hiking terrain, if I'm honest. Favourite backdrop. Yeah. Well, like I say, you know, beach is a strong word. I'm saying quite a low sand quotient there. It's like gravel to me. Mamma mia, quarry. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that path actually goes anywhere I can access. Oh dear. Yeah, it's all collapsing. All right. Just do what they want, I suppose. Go inland a bit. It's only for a short bit. I think we reconnect to the coast again halfway along here, so let's do that. Bungalows. I honestly don't remember anything at all about that last 15 minutes. I think I went into some sort of suspended animation. Still, here we are. The big orange map tells me I can pick up the footpath along the front from here after that road section. Apparently that was all no-go. See the sort of thing it means, yeah. Some bit of propaganda. Yeah. I mean, you could sort of scramble your way along coast-earing style, but probably easier to have gone along the road. Right, so yeah, but apparently there is a footpath that way, so I'm going to do that. Starting to swing around the end of the peninsula now. That'll be goodbye to Portsmouth, certainly, maybe the Isle of Wight too. Let's crack on. Of course, by footpath I mean section of relatively stable shingle wide enough to walk along. I don't mind, I'll take it. What are these whimsical signs around? Yeah, see? Somebody else recognises the menace. Finally, I've been trying to tell people for years and no one listens to me. It's very green. Almost emerald hue there. The blasted desert wastelands that is the south of England at the moment. Is there a phone number I can call? Some sort of grass line? So I think we're coming up on the bit. This is Selsey, but yeah, this little park up here and that big white wall. I remember seeing that last time I was in this neighbourhood. And that tower, I think that's some sort of big old folks home or something. But yeah, buttressed walls. You do what you can. The sea is patient. But yeah, need to cut through and around there somehow because we can't go any further past that white wall. And then it's back out onto an entirely new view. This is Selsey Bill itself, I think. This is the tip of the headland. This area here with this. Oh, there's a brick. Fair enough. I was going to complain, but yeah. So yeah, around there, Solent, Isle of Wight, Portsmouth, etc. Around the end of there, which we'll see once we get through that miniature housing estate there. Bognor Regis, Brighton and beyond. Yeah, some sort of coffee ice cream van type thing. I'm alright at the moment actually. Right, let's push on then. Let's try and get through here and then I'll get you a big old camera view of our new vista going forward for the next God knows how many more of these. We'll see. Well, here we are. It's only just a short hop from the last bit, but thought I'd show you the new vista. A little bit of a path here as well, that's nice and considerate. And yeah, there it is, stretching off ahead into the gloom. That's the next couple of weeks at least, probably well into September probably, before we get to the end of that headland there. Can't really see the beachy head cliffs from here. I wouldn't have thought it needs a clearer day. But they're out there, massive white cliffs that we've actually done before. You can probably see those towards the end of my South Downs Way series. That's probably the last episode of that. But yes, big long curvy sweep of flat to do. I mean today it's just another inland marsh at the end of this, very end of this headland here. And then I think it might be Pagham up ahead. My new super zoom. Is that Pagham? That's probably Pagham. Car's over there somewhere. So yeah, pretty much over halfway for today. So and yeah, no more Portsmouth or Isle of Wight. Not for a long time. Probably by the time we get clear of this headland blocking the view, they'll be too far away. So there we go. Onward to new horizons. Well, that's new. The latest evolution of the stand-up paddleboard. It's a bicycle on a paddleboard. Why not? Probably needs to be quite calm, I'd imagine. What's going on here? I think they're still at it. There's 38. I'm going to assume that's not a normal thing for Selsey, but like I say, I've never been down this part of the world before, so maybe that goes on all the time here. Should have put some coins in a bucket, but I don't have any coins. Right, getting Assassin's Creed Black Flag flashbacks from all of that. Still, I think we should have shanties in more types of life. You know, pulling trolleys across the Sainsbury's car park, shanties, that sort of thing. Right, this pavement's lovely. I think I'm going to run out of it soon though. Nice strand here. I mean, you know, if you don't want sand, that is. Got the beach, quite a sheltered cove. Skate park, BMX course, don't see many of them these days. They're getting demolished left, right and centre. The park there, normally greener than that I imagine. Fish and chip shop, kiosk thing, playground, parking. It's got it all. Beacon. A lot of fishing. So that white thing over there is actually Bognor Regis, I think. Now I've thought about it. I think that is Butlins, Bognor Regis Butlins, which will be an important philosophical milestone for me in terms of progress. I'll have walked from one Butlins to the next. Mine head to here, Bognor Regis. Yeah, I'm not going there today. I think Pagham's probably over there. I don't know. We'll see when we get round the corner. We've got the whole inlet thing to do first. So here we go, random factoid. There you go. Didn't even know it had a name. Right, I need to cut inland and then find a footpath across there to the Pagham Bay, Harbour, Marsh, whatever, because I think going straight on there just maroons me on a spit, on a headland. Just had a bit of a map check. Not too proud to look at the map now and then. So let's go head up this way and then we'll look for a signpost cutting to the right footpath, I think. And we'll start the Pagham Harbor stretch proper, which is about 5 miles, and then we're done. Pretty much. Oh, I think this is the right turning. Something very purple going on in there. I mean, these all look very precise as well. I don't want to go walking on them. I mean, they've got like a rolling watering system going on at the end there. I don't know if that gets moved artificially or whether it moves itself, misting them. You can see the water still on in the tram lines. Herbs, I suppose, salad greens, something like that. Quite dainty. Big sign back there saying no cycling up here except Nature's Way Foods employees or something. So I guess this is some sort of quite specialised intensive farm. What's that? Something very purple being cultivated there. I suppose it'd have to be kind of some kind of crop rather than ornamental. It's like those triangulum clover things. Oxidium trianguloxium, I don't know, whatever. Purple triangle leafed clover things. Look like from outer space. Don't know what those are though. Very distinctive purple coloration. Yeah. Well, I could use my zoom to read the label. Here we go, technology to the rescue. D31, 15 out of 7, 04, 40 to 33. Right, well that clears that up. Good. Right, I'm trying to sort of zoom, super extreme zoom. God, don't be 20 times zoom and point that at my nose hairs, my God. Yeah, I'm trying to sort of hook back around across to the Pagham Harbor itself, which I think is just straight on here somewhere. Keep going here and eventually end up on the sort of circular bit that goes around the edge of the harbour. They say it's called a harbour, but I think it's probably long time since any boats were in there, but we'll see when we get there, I guess. Certainly longer and more well established than Medmerry Marsh that we just did back there. This has been a big inland lagoon marsh feature for quite some time, so probably more established, but deeper. We'll see. Got to get there first. Let's have a quick close-up. Yeah, it's like salad greens, isn't it? Can't remember what that stuff is called, but it's like that. You can get that in mixed bags of salad. Yeah, probably quite thirsty as well. Probably needs quite a lot of watering. Lettuce, generally, in that family. Right, I think I need to be over here actually, rather than, you know, trespassing. Right, this I believe is the footpath, so let's carry on up here. Just wanted a close-up look. Wasn't going to touch them. Yeah, here we are, back on the beach. Had to get the map out there for a minute. Google was being a bit vague. It just goes to show the importance of not having only one source of navigational information. That's why I spend so much on these Ordnance Survey Outdoor Leisure Series maps, the orange ones. Even though the device I'm filming all this on is easily capable of telling me where I am to the nearest metre, it doesn't always have the right answers for me. It doesn't have the things I need to know. Right, so basically that way, along there, and then follow it round inland. I mean, that's basically Pagham there, with the little orange tent thing and some other bits and pieces. But yes, it's got to go around inland. That's okay. I might have a sit and a drink for a bit, actually. There's a big wooden thing I can sit on over there. Just, yeah, starting to feel the distance a little. Well, it's been quite a long one. I think I've probably done 10 miles already. There's still about 5 to go, maybe 4. So, yeah, it's alright. No rush, no hurry. Sit and enjoy things a bit, rehydrate. It's good. So yeah, I think this just diverts around quite an awkward stretch of crunchy shingle from the last promenade I was on. That's good. And then yeah, I'll just have to take what we're given from here going onwards. Occasional people about, but not many. It's not a hugely popular space for weekend holidays, beach stuff. There's no beach to speak of, as I keep complaining, but also, yeah, also the weather I think put people off of going out today, so that helps. Right, yeah, have a little bit of a rest. What if people ever take home the wrong dog? Anyway, yeah, this looks like Pagham Marsh, Harbor, whatever. Bit of an inland detour there. I mean, there's a path that goes up that way, and 2 cycle tourists have just gone up there, but I don't think that goes anywhere. Looking at it all, I think I probably want to just follow the trees around the edge of this thing to the far side, and then back to where my car is in that village over there. And there is definitely a deep water channel in between. No chance of scrambling across some low tide mud for this one. It's a proper channel, this one, so off we go down that way. Bird hide there. There's an RSPCB car park over there as well. I was thinking of using that as the end of today, but I thought I'd need to get some more miles in. But yeah, the place is a bit of a destination for ornithologists, I think. Oh dear, this path could probably have done with a bit more maintenance. Oh, it's fine, I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, it's nice, it's got nice ambience to it, this place. Sort of soft carpet of green up to the distance. Little rivulets and mud in between. Yeah. So I don't think there's any major river comes through here. I think this is all just drainage from the local land. It's not a river as such. Yeah. Hopefully it's a bit more well kept than this. Looks like it opens up a bit further along. I might have to wash my feet a bit, I think. Yeah, good. Let's crack on. Well, steady now. There's no need for 2 of you. Are we at war all of a sudden? Oh, it could be. How long have I been out here? It's much easier to track at 20. I don't know, something about this camera seems easier to follow moving high-speed things. Good, I'm pleased with the camera. A bit concerned about the Spitfire flight going on above there. Obviously off to barnstorm some village fair or something. Jolly good. More of these shoreline marsh oaks, a bit like Chichester Harbour. Unsurprising, it's only about 10 miles that way, probably. Yeah, good. I wonder if I've lost the path a bit though. It's starting to get a bit muddy. Try and keep an eye out for signs or whatever. Yeah. Pedestrians only. I'm definitely one of those. Quite remarkably so, in fact. Right. Oh, so near and get so far. Mind you, I've been looking quite a bit ahead, and I think this might be the last one of these. All the way up to like Ramsgate, and then, well, you know, back up the Thames is going to be a whole different ball game. I think probably going to be quite a lot of this kind of stuff back when I get there. But yeah. So for the next sort of 150 miles or so, I think there's only a couple of major rivers, and they're near towns with bridges. And hardly any of this stuff. I'll be able to just stroll all the way along the coast. It should be relatively straight, not too much hills, although Beachy Head itself, the Seven Sisters Cliffs, is going to be a bit up and downy again, like it was before. But that's okay. Kind of miss hills, to be honest. Had a bit of brief taste on the Isle of Wight, but then we're back to this. So yeah, just have to loop my way around far side of there. And then we're back to where we need to be, and that's that for the day, I suspect. And it's 4 o'clock now. Yeah, we could be looking at a 6 o'clock finish, maybe. Going home traffic, although I think the weather's stopped too many people being out and about today, so that's all right. But that's okay, because I think it's still going to be like 9 o'clock sunset today, or something like that. I haven't checked. Probably should check. 9:30 or so at this point, I guess. Still quite summery, so got a lot of time in hand. That's fine. I only really worry about this kind of day tripping when I'm doing it in the middle of winter, because you know, sunset's at 4 o'clock, and that you've still got the same amount of travel and the same amount of mucking about with buses to do. It really does put the pressure on a bit. But no, I'm quite happy to stroll along today. Definitely not going to be out here till sundown, whatever time it is. Right. Yeah, this is a better path, like this. Dry, raised up a bit. See where I'm going, solid. Keep following it along. Yeah. So a bit of a panorama here. More maize, that's doing better, that stuff. That's what it should look like. Some channels there. Yeah, just some farmland, I think. Some transmitter, what's that? TV thing? Don't know the area. And the ever-present marshland. Getting further away. A sign. What's the sign say? Some dire warning, I expect. Beyond this point. No. Access beyond this point. Okay. Yeah. Kind of got that really. Treacherous marshland. Probably die. Gonna go this way instead. So turned the corner a bit. Just come all along that bit, across that section by the busy road. I say busy, it's all relative. There's a car. Yeah, coming back along here and then all the way along there. I think we're heading along the north edge of the harbour now, and swing round and on our way for the final stretch. So I'm going to sit and be idle. There's another Bench of the Dead. This is Dr. Don Annis, 1926 to 1988. Here's a bit of work. But it'll do. Yeah, good. Just going to sit here and be tranquil and maybe look at a bird or something. I understand that's the thing. Flagging a bit, if I'm honest, but that's okay. Push through the wall and get back to the car anyway. Nice spot. Sun's come out as well. Clouds are parting a bit. Glad I got my hat. I thought this was a bit straight. You're walking along a section of the historic tramway that ran between Ferry and Selsey stations. By the way, they've got tramways in air quotes. Yeah. Oh, there we go. A lot of blackberries about, actually. Hedgerows. Yeah. It's very blackberry season, although, like I said before, these get stuck in my teeth and I don't like the little bits of hair and stuff, so generally I don't bother picking. But I tell you, pretty much everyone else I've seen on the trail today has been dipping in and stuffing their faces. You can see the occasional bloke with a Tupperware container, so, you know, jams and whatnot. Maybe homemade wine, I don't know. Yeah, oh, that's good stuff. I just personally prefer not to. Getting all the bits, all the hair and stuff. Oh, what have we got for macro photography in here then, are we? Oh, good, is it really close? That's not macro, is it? It's probably not that great. I think you do need special gear for macro stuff. Yeah, that's about as macro as I get, I think. Yeah, I don't like those hairy bits. Plus there's a lot of pips in them as well. It just gets stuck in my teeth. I find quite irritating. Particularly on a long distance hike, and I'll just spend the whole like next half an hour worrying at my teeth with my tongue. No, that's fine. I shall get some snacks at a garage on the way home or something. Dog friendly footpath. Yeah, go on. Bugger off. Sidlesham Quay, 0.6 miles. Right, that's my next thing then. Sidlesham, Sidlesham. I don't know. Press pause for more information. It was used by smugglers as an actual harbour, and then in 1876 Harbour Reclamation Act, they tried to seal it up, turn it into fields, but it didn't really work, and the whole thing flooded, and they just left it since. On the road now. It's okay, it's only a small one. So yeah, you can see the harbour entrance there, over there, in Pagham and left. So we're definitely more than halfway around now. So just follow this along and go back to where we need to be. Low tide, I think. Oh, this is charming. Little village screen. This is Sidlesham Quay, yes. Alright. No time to sit and stare there. Let's crack on. Quite hungry actually. Bit more of a primal section along this edge here. And all these white flecks are dead crabs. Smashed up or whatever. Eaten. I've no idea. It's been a terrible something here. Yeah, this is all a bit lowland now. People have been through here, see tyre tracks and things, which is a bit off considering there's so many no cycling signs around here. But yes, lots of people as well, on foot. Just need to skirt the edge and keep on. Try not to sink into any of it. So close to the end. Looks so verdant and green from here, doesn't it? One step off the path and you're dead. Seriously, what's going on with these crabs? We've been following this path for about 10 minutes and it's just constant crab shells. Crab shells within crab shells. If you zoom in, there's smaller crabs in between the bigger crabs, like fractal crab murder, which is a great name for a band. I don't know, yeah, I get that crab shells must float, which means the high tide carries them to here and dumps them, but are that many crabs being born and killed? What's eating them? Bigger crabs? Seagulls? I just don't understand. I'm probably going to have to go and do some research and things. Lot of square mileage for crab murder though, I suppose. A lot of crabs. various sizes. Well, saying that, no, hardly any of them are bigger than my thumbnail, so don't know. Something's killing and eating a lot of crabs and then throwing the bits away. Probably birds, I guess. Staple food of some of the varieties out there, I'd imagine. Yeah, dig them out when the tide's just gone out with sharp, pointy beaks. Yeah, still in Pagham Harbor thing. It's more faith than navigation at this point. I mean, there's a load of tyre tracks. Presumably whoever made those didn't just die in a swamp up ahead of me somewhere, but I do feel like winging it a bit. What's going on there? A lot of ripples in that otherwise still water. Mayflies or bubbles at the bottom or something, lavas. Yeah, definitely could do with being at the car now. That's alright, we'll get there. So I just have to sort of navigate this stuff. See somebody walking over there with a t-shirt and a dog. Some people moving along a wall out in the distance there by the trees. Presumably that then leads straight into Pagham. There's some people over there as well. I wonder if I can cut a corner maybe. Now we'll follow around, it'll be right. Probably won't go all the way out to the sea break though, again, just to probably where that red house is. Just see it. Orange house, whatever. That's probably where I need to be. Alright, let's keep going around. Yeah, I feel like I'm making progress. There's definitely more of it behind me than in front. Let's get to that house and then go along there and round the corner and all. Who knows what we'll see then. Look at this. Not sure what's happened here. I thought it was like froth or scum or something, but actually if you zoom in, it's like been baked dry. It's like almost just like a salt pan, I guess. Yeah. Getting through my water at a fair old rate as well. I'm glad we're nearly there. I may not have brought enough. The sun's decided to be all summery for a bit. That's nice though. Pleasant afternoon. There's people out taking constitutionals. Probably didn't walk quite as far as I have, probably a bit fresher. Carrie's Bench. Carrie Beavers, Caroline John, 1909-1940 to 05-06-2021. It's a bit wonky. Maybe it's on purpose. I don't know. Right, let's keep at it. I can do this, I'm a winner. Yeah, there we go. I didn't realise it cut so far inland to the west. It felt like so long. Oh well, I'm there now, so just down and round the other lake and then back to here, which I think is probably roughly where the car is. I'm not going to bother going out onto this piece and coming back. I think I'll just cut that corner, that's fine. It's all coast path of a sort. Oh, I completely missed a visitor centre where I can have a delicious local ice cream. I think I must have just cut straight in and went off. Oh well. Right, across here. This is obviously some sort of main channel, I guess. Near it splattering, far below. No diving. Yeah, no shit. You'd have to be that special kind of harebrained, brain-dead 12-year-old boy to be jumping off of here, really, wouldn't you? Right, let's move on round. Definitely an ice cream on the cards in the next hour and a half, I'd say. Because I'm worth it. Universal sign of don't put your tent here. Well, at least put it the other side of that hedge. Oh, that's nice in the late afternoon. Should just come down here and do an hour in the evenings, you know. The whole rest of the walk I didn't need. Oh, that late afternoon light. I do like walking in late afternoon. Just makes everything seem a bit more magical. Softens everything. A tint of yellow to it all. It's nice. That tide must be coming in again now. Unless I've missed one. How long have I been out here? So it's 5:30 now. Set off at about 11. Yeah, it's about a tide cycle. They're about 6 hours apart generally. Right, let's keep on going. Is that a causeway I can use to get back to the beach anyway? Looks like someone just run along it. Oh, maybe I should take that way. Certainly don't need to go right to the end anyway, but returning to the beach would be preferable. Let's see when we get there. Nearly at that bend now. Sign back there saying it leads to a tidal island. I'm not sure I want to be on one of those. I might go this way after all. Cuts off that peninsula, but I think it's just a holiday park and we'll be back to the beach in no time anyway. So yeah, let's try this way. It's not even a public footpath. I don't know what that is then. Let's not risk it. Too late to be mucking about with being stranded on an island. Yep, trapped. Just walk the entire length of a holiday park. The way out's this way apparently. Good. Yeah, I escaped. Freedom! Right, I remember this from the way in actually. I drove down here to park, so basically if I follow this to the far end, a couple 100 metres, I'll have reached the centre of Pagham. And job done. Good. Right. This looks like Pagham Beach. Finally found my way back to the shore. And hopefully it's going to be a lot less disrupted from here on to right to the end of Ramsgate and Margate. They're massive inland, well, there'll be inland detours in towns and things and all sorts I expect, but members club, right? I'm assuming you guys could hear that. There we go. Bad karaoke to greet me. So that is Bognor Regis, I think, which is next time's problem. And yeah, that's Selsey Bill on the end. And there's no sign of Portsmouth or the Isle of Wight. We're onto new horizons, new vistas, which will become increasingly clear as we advance. It's a long way. It's a big long stretch of pretty much straight beach, straight coastline rather, pretty much all the way up to Dover and then round the corner, I think. Sticky outy bit of Dungeness Head, is it? I think. Deal with that when we get there. Yeah, there we go. Right, well, I'm gonna go and find the car and grab some food and drive on home. So catch me next time for Bognor and beyond.